What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Logistical Styles coming at you with another video, and today we're just going to take it easy in the studio, talk about a couple of gigs I've done over the past while. I know it's been a few weeks since I've actually put up a video, and probably even longer since I've done a gig log, so I figure we'll take this time to catch up. So this isn't necessarily a tutorial, this isn't a product review, this is just catching up with you and let you catch up with me to see what I've been doing. We've been real busy lately here as far as with gigs. Things are definitely picking back up after the holiday season. January was kind of a wash. I probably did one event at the restaurant that I DJ at. I'm one of the many DJs in rotation there, so I don't DJ there very often, probably maybe once or twice a month, but January was just really slow, so there wasn't very many mobile gigs happening. February picked up a lot. I had a couple of gigs, and I'll show you some recap some of these gigs I did in the past couple of weeks. It's going to be a busy summer, busy spring, summer, and probably wedding season in the fall as well. So I'm ready for it. I'm getting amped up. I've got a couple of things I want to change with my equipment. I'm probably going to swap out my sound system. I'm actually thinking about switching over to a column array speaker setup. They look so much cleaner in my opinion, and the setup and breakdown and transportation of those sound systems seems to be a lot easier and more suited for the type of gigs that I do. Because my gigs are mainly like, I max out at 150, maybe 200 people in attendance at my events, but normally I'm much lower than that. I'm probably in the range of 100 people or so. So it doesn't make sense for me to carry an 18-inch sub and 15-inch tops, which is what I've been doing for the past decade or so. So we're gonna do I'm gonna clean it up, make it a lot more efficient. So I've had a couple of gigs that I've done since my last video. I just have been really busy, hadn't had a lot of time to upload gig logs or reviews, but I've been busy. I've done just yesterday I did an employee appreciation party for the Lowe's Hotel here in Atlanta. I did the weekend before that I was at Sage, which is my restaurant gig. I'll post a clip up to that, you can check that out. And then prior to that I also did a birthday party, which was interesting. All these parties have been really interesting or very weirdly planned. So let's start with the birthday party that I did about 2 weeks ago. This was a 40th birthday party that was being thrown by a gentleman's wife. She was throwing the party for him. It was a surprise party, and the venue was the clubhouse for the neighborhood of either the host lived there or they knew somebody and they were able to rent it out. But it was a nice, very nice clubhouse. I'll put the video up here so you can see the walkthrough. You can see how I had it set up, and it was a pretty simple setup. I had my Rain 12 and Rain 70 mixer in the coffin, set up on a folding table with a table scrim on it. I had my two Mackie Thumps 15-inch tops on speaker stands with the Venue Par 64s on the speaker stand, and the mini movers right below, and it gave a really good look for the room. And I also put some of those older Par 64 not 64s, the older LED uplights, the older versions of these. I put those around the wall, and it looked really well, looked really nice. It did a good job. But it was weird because that room that they had us in was way bigger than what you would have for the amount of people that showed up. There was probably about 20 people at this party in a room that could hold 60, maybe 75 people. So there was a lot of empty space, and then it was cold. This was still like the beginning of February, And for some reason, they kept the door open, so no one wanted to be by the dance floor because it was right by the door. So the dance floor stayed cold. People that came to the party just hung out by the buffet and by the bar. It was a 40th birthday party, so I didn't think they were really going to turn up too hard. But the playlist that they gave me, they just didn't kind of match too well with the playlist that they gave me, because I played it all. It was really cool 2000s, early 2000s hip hop, like Lil Boosie and Juvenile and stuff like that. And when I looked at the list, I was like, oh, they're gonna turn up. I remember when I was DJing, when this music was cool, when this music was current, and this was like a good time for me to be DJing. So I could get with them on that. I could feel them on that. But when you hit 40, I guess partying changes a little bit differently, because these folks, they were concerned about eating, getting their drink on. They got excited for little parts of certain songs. They did, even with line dances, got them out there for a little bit, but then they just weren't a dancing crowd like that. So that's just how it went. And then the weird part, the really crazy part, was I was playing music in the middle. I was in the middle of playing a song. I could tell the party was somewhat dying down, but I didn't know it was about to end so abruptly. They gave me 9 minutes worth of heads up to let me know that I had to be broken down and out of the building before the alarm went off and the police would be called. In retrospect, I probably could have took my time. We were supposed to be there. They did rent the place, but I didn't want them to incur an extra charge because I was there. Even though they still had to break down their stuff, if they were stuck still breaking down their stuff and they got an extra charge, it was on them. But I didn't want them to look at me like I was a person that caused them to have to pay extra for being in this place beyond the time that they rented. So I did what I needed to do. Fortunately, it was a small party. I knew that going into it, so I didn't bring a whole lot of stuff. I didn't have my subs and all that, but I had 9 minutes to stop playing music, break everything down, pull in all my cords, grab all my lights, get everything out of the venue. And actually, I did it in 8 minutes. And it was a rush, but I wasn't mad because it was getting me out of the place quicker. So it was strange. I actually mentioned this on one of my Facebook groups, talked about it, and it was funny, the response that I got. The response was all about, how this would never happen to them because they got contracts, and I'm not breaking my back. I'm not doing this for, poor planning on their part. I'm not blah. It was just so much feedback that all these DJs gave about why they wouldn't do it, and they, take their time, and they just gonna have to deal with the police or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I thought about it, and in retrospect, I realized that I could have went that route. I could have said, ain't no way I'm breaking down in 8 minutes, 9 minutes, or whatever. You just gonna have to deal with the police. But the truth of the matter is, in the heat of the moment, everybody was given that same information. Everybody was told we needed to be out of the building at a certain time. And everybody in that situation jumped on the task of packing up and getting out in time. Everybody was on that mind frame. We're going to do what we need to do to get out in time so they don't get charged extra money for, what should have been a good birthday celebration. Now, I could have been the guy sitting there complaining about it and not getting stuff done and being the cause for them to get charged extra. And it wasn't my fault. I could have been, totally justified in saying, I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to, risk losing stuff or doing this, that. No. Instead of being the person that's argumentative and trying to fight or trying to, take a stand for some cause that just has it just wasn't a valid cause. Instead of doing all that, what I did was I did what everybody else at the party was doing was packing up and getting the heck on out of there. And teamwork makes the dream work. I'm telling you, people. You talk about, you want more gigs, you want to be known as someone that's a preferred vendor. Well, you got to be flexible. You got to at least give a try, give an attempt. And a lot of these people don't. A lot of people, they get the money, they close the gig, they get the booking, and then suddenly it's, their customer service goes out the window. And I think that's what's helped me to maintain, my career. I've been DJing for money for over 30 years. I started out DJing parties for free and doing it for favor and, just bartering. But eventually, I needed to get paid for my services, and I continue to get booked and paid for my services because my customer service level is really high. And so in that situation, I could have sat there and argued and took my time and caused these people to have to pay more money than they planned to because the party and time got away from them. They didn't realize it. But no, I was a team player, and that's what I chose to do. Other people may have done something different, and you may out there have different opinions on it as well. But I feel like it's all about having a good time. And as long as you're not putting me in jeopardy, you're not putting me in danger, and I'm pretty organized with my equipment when I come in. So when it's time to break down and get the heck on out, I know how to do it quickly and keep up with my stuff. So that was that gig. Strange gig, got through it, paid well. I had no problems with it. Now let's move on to another gig. This was the 90s parties. It was employee appreciation party for the Lowe's Hotel, and their theme was a 90s block party. They booked me through Gig Salad. The party was set out as an audience of about 75 people, ranging from age 18 up to 65 and older. So it's a wide range of people already. I get there, and they tell me that the speeches and stuff start at 2 o'clock. So I won't even be playing music until 3 o'clock. And then they pushed it back to 3:10. Then in actuality, I didn't start playing till 3:15. By 4:30, I was packed up and in my car. This was like the weirdest thing. Why? I'm not sure why they planned it this way, but it was a nice gesture from the corporation. They had appreciation for the employees. They got gift cards and gifts and stuff. They got fed. There was food and drinks there for them, but they were still on the clock. So this was just like a really long lunch break for them. So after they got their food and stuff, they just dipped. And most of them, it was not a demographic of people that were partying and chilling during the 90s. I mean, that's just the way I looked at it. Just these people did not want to hear, this is how we do it, bust a move, whoop, there it is. None of that stuff. They didn't want to hear that stuff. They came, got their food, they got their gift cards, and they went back to work. So this was the easiest gig I did. I got it from Gig Salad. It was booked for 3 hours of DJ services. Got there, found out I was only doing 2 hours of DJ services, and by the end of the event, I think I played for 75 minutes. It was a really quick gig. I spent more time setting up than I actually did performing. And I did record some gig log video footage, so I'll let you check this out right here. And I think that will be how we wrap this video up. I didn't want it to be very long, but I think this is actually going to be a little longer than I expected. But it was a good time to catch up and fill you all in on what I've been doing. So let's take a quick look at this gig log footage that I got from the 90s parties at the Lowe's Hotel. You can see the setup I used. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for this year as far as, my my mid-grade and my big packages as far as what setup I want to use, especially with the lighting. But either way, it's going to be clean, it's going to be nice and definitely tidy, and I have options. So let's take a look at this gig log, let's see how it went, and then we'll wrap this up when we come back. Okay, this is the setup for today. It's a short gig. I thought it was from 2 to 5. Actually, for the first hour until 3, they are doing some kind of ceremony, so I'll be playing from 3 to 5. And as you can see, it is a all 90s party. It's basically an employee appreciation party or an awards party. And this is for the hotel. This is for the Lowe's Atlanta in Midtown Atlanta. I'm using my small, simple setup. Once again, 2 Mackie Thumps, 2 Venue Pars, Pioneer SB3, and my Shure GLX handheld microphone, MacBook Pro. This is the messy part that nobody's supposed to see, but this is me using my Heart carrying cases, coming in real handy as a desktop to hold my little mini mixer and headphones. But this should be a really fun and easy party. I love playing 90s music, and I don't have to play really loud. They've already told me that there's another meeting going on with Delta around the corner of this hotel ballroom, so I need to keep it low, which means the Mackie Thumps will be doing just fine. And that's how that ended up, pretty much. I know you didn't see a whole lot of. First of all, there was no dancing. There was no dancing at that event. They just came, they got their food, they hit the little buffet stations, they got gift cards. Some people walked out with TVs, air fryers, a couple other technology gadgets that they had for a raffle. But it was really simple, very easy gig. But I just know that this is going to be a busy summer. The weather is getting nice. People are tired of all the restrictions we've had, and mandates are being rolled back, mask mandates are being pulled, so people are ready to have events, and I'm ready to perform for them. And you'll see a lot more gig logs from me. We're going to see some more product reviews, we're going to see some more tips, so just keep watching the channel. I'm doing the best that I can as far as trying to be a little bit more frequent with it, but life just really dictates what my schedule is going to be like on these videos. Hopefully I can get ahead of the game and start putting some in the queue so they can be lined up and be released on a more consistent basis. But just keep watching, keep subscribing, keep checking the video out, comment, share, and I appreciate all the feedback that I get from you folks. Definitely gives me encouragement to continue making these videos. So until next time, this is your boy Logistical Styles, aka DJ Logic, signing out. Peace.